Greetings in the name of the Most High, Jah Rastafari Selassie, or Amen Ra, strategy for strength and power of nature. Unto the King of Kings, Lords of Lords, conquering land of the tribe of Judah, roots of David. Yeah, that is the King of Kings, Lords of Lords that is coming to rule right now. Get familiar, get aware. Now, on the segment where I just do, not too long, and I had to do this one immediately. The reason why, we're talking about the fulfillment, but the fulfillment is so much. The reason why the fulfillment is the reality of the life today. Have to deal with all the descendants of Abraham's seed. Now, I talk about Israel and the Israelites, who they are, where they are. I just give you a brief touch on most of the European nations that have out there, which look as the common man. You see, today's man, we is not the Neanderthal people, actually, but you know, a lot of people in the world today contaminated with the Neanderthal blood, because the Neanderthal people, or the children of Cain, they used to be very hairy, actually very hairy. When you look at the men today, you could see an evolution take place or taking place with humanity, that, you know, most men almost coming more alike. Now, I was telling about the children of Israel and the children of Edom, Esau children, which is really the Jews, the singers and dancers and the players of instrument, who was brought in a foreign land. The land was taken away, raped from Jerusalem straight back to Egypt, was raped, and that was the reason for displacing them. You know, and the whole culture I had to say, destroy and misaligned. But you see the children of Ishmael, for some reason or the other, Ishmael was the firstborn of Abraham. And you know what I always believe the blessings of Ishmael is? They like a preserver. You know, like preservative. Watch what the children of Ishmael do. Live in Egypt. Live in Africa, even up to this day, amongst us. And try to pattern everything we did in those days, like in ancient Egyptian times. And to me, they have our history. Because when you look at Hinduism have all the traces of, you know, ancient spiritual practices like asphalt travels, yoga, and even the history of Hanuman. All these things is where them acquire in ancient Egypt, and they actually have it. Hence the reason why probably Jesus Christ, as it is written, it have a history that Jesus Christ lived a lot in India. Because from India to Jerusalem to Arabian Peninsula, around them areas, is very close. Straight back to Ethiopia. And when you look at all these areas was like the Black Kingdom, you know, and it was connected to Europe too, very close. Everything like it is a connection, because of the fact that Cain was right there, you know, and Cain actually migrated because the texture of his skin at the time, way, you know, in the area that I speak about there, yeah, it was very hot. So it was more, they're more adaptable to the ice continent, because you know, there was lacking of minerals. So they end up, you know, migrating and populating the whole of Europe. And as the evolution take place with them, they come more adaptable back to the sunlight. So like they want to take Africa right now, right? But the children of Ishmael, suspiciously, and you know, on, when you look at it, they come and split in half. Well, it always a thing the European nations is do to keep power and dominion and the earth divide to rule. I don't know how it happened, but after Mahatma Gandhi get independence, probably he should have get independence with the idea to keep Hindus and Muslims together. From the time he get independence and he was a Hindu, they come and they start to fight each other against each other up to this day. But I feel both party, whether Hindu or Muslim, and which I feel is the descendants of because the same people, the descendants of the Ishmaelites, descendants from Ishmael, the firstborn of Abraham. And when you look at the Muslim, they believe in praying 5 times a day. I'm talking about into the trace of the fulfillment. They believe in praying 5 times a day. And they are very faithful people to what they believe. So when you look at the, I have to say the blessing or the rights within the life here in the system or overall within nature and thing, there could be a example for the rest of Adam children, even the white man and the black, because they believe in praying 5 times a day. God say meditation had to be in the law of the Lord day and night if you had to be righteous. But them close to righteous, boy. So what I think they need to do, you see the fact of Jesus Christ is the word which was made flesh. They need to see within that part of the fulfillment with God and man, because it has some more reality on the face of the earth to show the royal dynasty of the root of David, the King of Kings, Lords of Lords, stand out as Earth's rightful ruler. And if they see the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, which is the government of God, which Haile Selassie still come and represent in this millennium here as, the representative of Jesus Christ self. I think that is why they call him the first, because after Jesus, he is the first born in the mortal, normal state and develop that spiritual nature to even stop a bomb, or could forsake Mussolini with all the powers to not conquer Ethiopia. Right? Even though Ethiopia was almost conquered at certain time, he had to go looking for, earthly support, which they did not, the United Nations, which he was very instrumental in bringing this united oneness. And then they tried to throw him out as head ruler, even though they bowed down to him as the true rightful heir to the royal dynasty of the root of David. And now it looks as they want to take it over. What they're talking about, nobody else is not a Jew unless they well, me know who Hitler assassinate, how they come by owning the claim, but the Jews is the singers and dancers and the players of instrument, which was brought in a strange land more than one time in ancient Babylon, by the rivers of Babylon. Here we are in the West here singing a new song. So this is we claim unto, the royal dynasty of the root of David, right? And the children of Ishmael, right? It is evident to see, there is a very faithful unto God, even not, I had to say, living in the light of the fulfillment. So now that the light of the fulfillment being revealed, that all of us of humanity is really the descendants of Abraham's seed. We need to come together to put this spiritual strategy force, in place to rise up over the forces of hate or death or destructive to the elements and gases in the cosmos, the elements and gases which exist life. Because let's imagine Satan have men destroying nature, saying that they're creating a modern world, a civilized modern world, which I think is not no civilized modern world. Because look at the things where they implement, they're sending a subliminal message over and over that a man should go, with the same kind and all this kind of thing. That is opposite to, the elements and gases and nature of itself. So this is the realm that we need to sustain in as, one common knowledge. It ain't no race in that. That is where Rastafari, for all the times that, we since in the early 70s that we exist, we try to implement amongst humanity right now. And I see it as the spiritual realm which we use in music, to really bring man to a higher place, in a place where man have never been before. That realm of the new world. And this is the 6th chapter in in humanity and its origin. This is the 6th chapter which I should have referred in the starting. Right? It bring man to the place where we have to go more deep into we self, because mentally the mind to stay in control over the things that the tree of the knowledge of good and evil influence we in is a kind of uphill battle, because we almost think that we cannot exist without the material system that we now presently exist in. But in that knowledge of life, or that supreme knowledge that Jesus Christ have, just imagine he could have walked on water. So it is possible that he could leave from here and go almost anywhere, to the moon, the planets that man trying to make spaceship to go, or any other way he could transfer this physical body. Because remember, 3 Hebrew fellas was inside a furnace of fire and they couldn't burn, and that was the same power that Jesus Christ come on earth with, or the word which was made flesh. In true Egyptian knowledge, we don't call him Jesus, but I just have to use these terms just to, identify with the word and the true knowledge of the truth, right? So, well, I just can't still very, very long in every chapter, in every version that, I recorded, but I just had to put it in a nutshell. So you have to take from the inspiration that I give and, spread it across and discover the rest, that what the Bible is really consists of, is just a guidance to keep we in line onto this track. We are cutting that's the major track. The Bible is just is reference of men who go through certain things to stay on the track, and different I had to say ways to overcome the things that are wrong way. everything in the system of this earth is vanity and material things and vain unto Amen-Ra. Is vain because in him, in Amen-Ra, full nature, right? There is the existence of life itself. You know? So it's really going in a place where we have never been before, you know. That is the full nature that Adam and Eve had before the fall of man. We must be returning to that nature where the King of Kings and Lord of Lords did really come on earth was to establish, you know, really amongst the Jews, because it was the singers and dancers and players of instruments. So they come now like you like messengers then, not like messengers, like, you know, like media, like the media unto the rest of nations. We come within the descendants of mixed with Cain, and even some totally with Cain, because man, you talking about Cain and the Neanderthal people, I should supposed to touch a little quick light on that too. This is a people blessed with the spirit of discernment. Boy, that is one of the greatest blessings. Don't get waxed, even though they have the curse to kill, steal, and destroy. But if they can convert that blessing of discernment into, but they does do that, because when you look at the white preachers, right, but look, even the Roman emperor or not, it have a white Roman soldier. Jesus congratulate him as one of the wisest men he ever meet, or the most faithful really as he ever meet, because this Roman soldier had faith more than the Jews, because he didn't want Jesus to even go to heal his daughter. He could have tell him, first I know you. To me, in my heart, is that man, is you special. You just say the word and I know my daughter going to be healed. He said that nobody in Jerusalem, Jesus tell him, what's about it? That nobody in Jerusalem had that kind of faith. So you have to be careful of these Neanderthal people with this knowledge, you know, because they will take this knowledge and carry it to the next level. So we black people, the Almighty God just grant me, I a singer, you know, just grant these singers like, he does use these singers as, I had to say, a vessel to really get the thing to the earth. But when it come to the earth, days, for all that we know, you know, all that we is Abraham, white, black, everybody. So, you know, the Neanderthal children, who, not really children, the children of Abraham, who are more of the Neanderthal blood in them, because of that blood is a crucial blessing unto the discernment. And when you could discern, right? Discerning is to learn. Discern means to learn, right? They could take that and advance it into a different level, but they still need that spirit of music, is that connection entity. But discernment is where they use to bring the earth to the level of necessities and things that man require right now, right? So the whole spirit and knowledge of this strategy force, right, is available to anybody who want to take up the nature of love, because now they can't storm through the back gate or no other way, right? Once they could open the soul and to the strategy for strength and power of nature, which is the, you know, is the full, well, it's really the full power of love, you know, as I keep saying. Because, you know, the nature create by the power of love. Love is really such a great power, you know, which we have to go into in a more researchful way, because remember, we born in what we call sin, which is an opposite nature to that love. We born in that, we born in our opposite nature to love. So my investigation is really just be to investigate this. So all the children of Abraham, even the white man who is the present day Neanderthal, they have something we want. The children of Ishmael, the children of Ishmael have something we want. The children of Ishmael, right? And the royal dynasty, the root of David, which is the black man, we just remain, I feel, more uncontaminated from the Neanderthal blood, because the Most High had to left somebody that he could transport as a vessel this knowledge of truth, which come in music. You see, the timing of music and everything come because of the Menelin, or originality. It give us that heartbeat. So everybody is important, because we need that discernment. We need that loyalty that the Ishmaelite people have. So to me, all the children of Abraham important, So, within the next, the CD7 version where we have to come with, it will take all the nations of the earth into a higher level of discernment into the spiritual realm of music. And, mankind itself had to really come together. Unfortunately, that black is opposite to white. But boy, I am seeing that, negative and positive does make a spark. Because if without a negative and a positive on a battery, that battery is good, Negative and positive, like me and nobody. Like, this is what the seventh realm is about. Understanding the power of why God create negative and positive, why he create black and white, is to really carry man to a different place in the new world, When you really check black and white, is to balance probably mankind within some realm which, a light open up onto me mentally, which I can't really make full explanation until, I understand it better as the spirit grow within the knowledge of truth and the knowledge of life. So, Solians again, until the seventh version will take all of Abraham's seed and humanity into the spiritual values that they possess. Thanks. It's Solian.